Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. And sincere salutations to all the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, Shalom. All right. Today, I want to go into this topic of Jacob and Esau, specifically, debunking what the world says. The world says that Jacob stole Esau's blessing, and that's false. All right, I'm here to tell you that Jacob did not steal Esau's blessing. Okay? Because, first off, the word steal is false, man. Okay? Yeah, Jacob supplanted Esau, okay? But he did not steal. All right, we're going to go into it. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 23. And it says, "And Yahweh said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb." Okay, this is the Lord speaking to Rebekah because she's pregnant with Jacob and Esau, right? It says, "In two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people." You see, who's stronger, Jacob or Esau? Okay, obviously it's Jacob, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, we are stronger than these Edomites. We are better than these so-called white people out here, man. These Edomites are the devil, all right? They don't have no talent, okay, and they don't have the ability to really excel or put their mind to a new task and really excel at it. Okay? Me speaking as a man, as an Israelite, okay, everything if I decide to do something or get into something, I usually excel at it, man. I might start, at the bottom, but I work my way up and to where people will be like, "Damn, how did you get so good so fast?" It's just, that's how we are. We are the Israelites. We're very talented, and we apply ourselves, man. These other nations, they can see the clear difference. All right, anybody can see the difference between an Israelite and a heathen, man. We just so much better at literally everything, man. Okay, and that's why the Lord is gonna put us back on top as the true rulers of this earth, man. All right, the sons of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai. Okay, because these other nations, they were created to serve us. Okay, that's why we're so much better at everything than they are. Okay? But yeah, let's read that again. It says, "And Yahweh said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." Right, the elder being Esau, because he came out first. He's going to serve the younger. Meaning, of course, we did have Esau in captivity at a few different times in history, but the main way that this is going to play out, right, or the most powerful way it's going to play out is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Because in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have Esau in hardcore, brutal slavery for 1,000 years. Okay, for all that he's done to the Israelites. All right, for all his wickedness, he's going to have to pay with 1,000 years of long drawn out slavery. All right, and that is yet to come. Is going to happen. That's a future prophecy right here, man. All right, but as you can see that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, ordained for us to be stronger and for Esau to be our slaves. Okay, and this is very important as we go into this lesson, because this is telling you that it was all ordained by Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. This was the Lord's will. Okay? This was the Lord's will. So now we're going to go to Genesis chapter 27. All right? And let's see here. We're probably going to start reading around 21. We'll just kind of breeze through it and get to the point. It says, and Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son. Or actually, Salakia, let me go ahead. We might have to go into this a little bit just to get so it makes sense. We'll start at verse 1. This is Genesis 27:1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I. And he said, behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison. Right? So Isaac is getting old, right? He's telling Esau, look, go get your weapons, go kill a deer, so you can make me some venison, right? And it continues in verse 4, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. Right? Why is he telling this to Esau? Because Esau is the eldest son. Okay, and it's a custom for the Israelites to give the blessing to the firstborn son. Okay, now it doesn't always happen. You know, if it's the Lord's will for, you know, the younger son to get the blessing, then that'll happen, right? Like in this case. And also like in the case with Ephraim and Manasseh. Okay, Manasseh was older than Ephraim. But Ephraim got the bigger blessing, you see? All right, so we're going to continue here. Verse 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau, his son. All right, now remember, Rebekah was hearing, you know, what Isaac was saying. Rebekah was also there. If you remember, the Lord was telling Rebekah here in Genesis 25:23. Okay. We'll start at verse 21. So this is Genesis 25:21. It says, and Isaac entreated of Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. So she asked the Lord, you know, what's going on, basically, okay? And Yahweh said unto her, you see, so this scripture, the Lord was talking to Rebekah. Basically, you know, what we read earlier, which was saying that it was the Lord's will. For what? For one people to be stronger than the other. For one people to be better than the other. And who is that people? The younger brother. Which ends up being Jacob. Okay, which we're going to go into it here in Genesis 27. And verse 6. And Rebekah spake, Salakia, verse 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before Yahweh, before my death. Okay? Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. Right? So Rebekah's basically helping Jacob, you know, basically supplant Esau. Okay? And because Rebekah, the Lord told her that was his will anyway. All right? So her seeing that Esau's about to go get his blessing and helping Jacob supplant Esau, you know, hey, that she was just doing the Lord's will, man. All right. But let's continue. It says, go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats. Right? Kid is just a baby goat. And I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. So they got one of those furry coats, all right, for Jacob to wear. It says, verse 16, and she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck, and she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Yahweh thy power brought it to me. Which is true, because again, it was the Lord's will for him to get the blessing. Okay, and his mother, knowing that, helped him supplant Esau. Because you got to remember, man, Esau was a damn liar and a deceiver. Okay? Esau is not innocent at all in this, man. As you're going to see later in this chapter. Okay, but we're going to stop here. And we're going to grab the part about the birthright. Yeah, so now so from here we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 25 and verse 29. It says, in Jacob sod pottage, right? He was cooking some pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, right? Which means red, right? The food he was cooking was red, okay? The pottage. And basically Esau was hungry. But what did Jacob do? All right, it says, and Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. Hey, that's an honest offer, man. You see, unlike Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who's going to give you a stack of papers and say, you know, you got to sign the dotted line at the bottom. Don't worry about, you know, all that. All it means is this, that, and the third. But really, it means this, that, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, and the millionth thing. All right, so that, you know, they could fuck you in the end. You know, that's how Esau be doing with these jobs, with these different contracts. You know, you buy a house, you know, all these different things. You buy a car, you lease a car, whatever. Got all these loopholes in it so they could screw you over. Okay? But hey, Jacob made a simple request, a simple offer. Sell me your birthright today and you get to eat. You see? What happened? And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? So see, Esau was thinking like, well, I'm about to die of starvation, so, you know, or I'm starving, I'm about to die, you know, because I'm faint. So, fuck it, I might as well just sell my birthright, right? He wasn't thinking about the future, he was thinking about now. He wasn't thinking that not only him now and him later, but all his descendants are going to end up being under our feet because of that one meal. You see? Because Esau is a profane person, man. He's a fool. It says, and Jacob says, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. You see? So he sold his birthright for a meal to Jacob. So, you know, hey, so like you sell a house. So hey, when you sell someone a house, did they take it from you? Did they steal it from you? No, they bought it from you. They sold it. It was sold to them. You see? And that's exactly what happened here in Genesis, the 27th chapter, man. All right, so we're going to continue. So this happened before this chapter, right? So now that this chapter is being written, okay, we know that Esau sold the birthright to Jacob, but Esau, being a liar and a deceiver, he was about to take that blessing anyway. You see? Because the blessing and the birthright is the same thing. Okay? So Esau is the one who is dealing falsely here, man. Not Jacob. So now we're going to continue. We're going to read this again. This is Genesis 27 and 20. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Yahweh thy power brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him. And he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be every one that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat, and brought it to his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. You see? And verse 33, And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. You see? So, just to kind of get to the point, we're going to go to verse 41. It says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, and that's why Esau, even the so-called white man, hates us to this day, because of the blessing. All right, he sees us blessed. He sees our natural talent, our physical strength, and our mental strength. All right, everything, we're just better in every way, because the Lord has blessed us, and he hates that, man. He hates that. Right? Because he knows he foolishly sold us his birthright for a damn meal. All right? And somebody who with that mindset doesn't deserve that birthright anyway. You see? So it was all ordained by Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? And let's get a precept to that. This is Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward he would have inherited the blessing. You see, the blessing and the birthright is the same thing. He would have inherited the blessing. He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. See? Because, man, this damn devil, all right, you know, he sold the birthright and then he tried to take it back. That's not how it works, man. If it's sold, it's sold, man. Okay? All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to give our glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachakorash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom Wa, Abba Abba. Shalom.